The premise of the sport is very simple. The team at the end of the event with the most points wins. So how do you get points? Well, most of the tasks involve having a target on the ground, and the balloons have to figure out how to get to that target and drop basically a sandbag out of their basket, called a marker, and get it as close to the target as possible. And then they'll count up all the points, and the team with the most points wins.
The hard part is that you can't steer a balloon, and some teams have come up with some clever ways to get an edge. It is a competitive sport after all.
I'm Mike, this is DownieLive, and this is the Hot Air Balloon World Championships.
So of course, it all starts with the opening ceremonies. I mean, these are the World Championships, 120 balloons represented from 40 different countries. Now, Hungary is hosting the event, so a traditional Hungarian dance officially opens the competition. And I'm here with Team Canada, if I didn't mention that earlier. Okay, it is 4:18 in the morning, 4:19 now, and we are going to day one of competition. The event starts at sunrise this morning, so I'm with the Team Canada wind reading crew to get as much wind speed data as we can to the pilots before the competition starts.
Okay, ready for launch?
What's the speed recording? Sorry?
42 kilometers on ground.
Wow. Probably going to be a little faster at high altitude.
Yeah. Unfortunately, hot air ballooning doesn't happen in a stadium, and it is a weather-dependent sport. So the competition is canceled for the morning. The winds are too strong. 40-kilometer-hour surface winds here, and we hit 84 kilometers, not even 1,000 feet up, so windy. We're back at the airport for day 2, and hopefully we can fly today. We're starting to feel raindrops. That's not a good sign. And it's official, it's been canceled this morning. That's 3 in a row. We've arrived at a field, and now everyone spreads out and fights for a spot to lay out their hot air balloons. They do take up a lot of space, but you also want prime space on the field, according to the winds, to get us to the first target. It's quite close to our start point. If this morning's competition takes place, it will start in this field. But picking the right spot to start from can make all the difference in getting over the first target accurately. I love this. This is work smarter, not harder. However, the fog is causing some delays again. Any news?
Well, the fog is an issue this morning, so we're having a lot of changes on the task sheet.
Oh.
So they extended the flight for the scorings up to 10 this morning, which kind of is a little bit late, but we need time to do everything because the winter is light.
While the teams are setting up the balloons as quickly as possible, the captains are going over their strategies.
We have to do the fly on first.
Yeah.
MDD, fly on.
Yeah,
Then scream up, get
go
left.
right.
You see, the tasks have been assigned, and now the pilots have to read the winds and pick their routes to the targets.
Okay.
This strategy and planning period can make all the difference, because with little control in the air, they want to make the most of their time on the ground. They just put the yellow flag up. No one cares. That means a 10-minute warning. So I think we're gonna fly. The yellow flag just went up.
We have 10 minutes.
Okay. But with just a 30-minute takeoff period, eventually they've got to get in the air. Okay, there's the green flag. We're starting them up. What a sight. Surrounded by hot air balloons. We got the green flag. Here we go. So everyone's starting them up, inflating, and then basically they have 30 minutes from now until when they have to be off the ground. So it's go time. And while the crew is inflating the balloon, the pilots are still working on their strategy. Which tasks they're going to take on, which ones they think they can get the most points on, which way are the winds going. The winds have changed. I see the first one in the air. The question is that an advantage or not? Do you want to go first or do you want to go last and watch all the other balloons? But remember, there is a time constraint, so giving yourself as much time as possible is good. This is going to sound really odd to say, but it feels like I'm at a lantern festival and everyone's letting go their lanterns. Even though they're so big up close, they suddenly get so small. It feels like I'm in an IMAX theater surrounded with a giant screen projecting this. I can't believe this is real. All right, the competition is officially on, but how do they steer the balloon to their target? Well, as you can see, a hot air balloon doesn't have wings, rudders, or any other way to steer. The only method of control is it has the burner, which heats the air in the balloon, causing it to rise. Now, because this is a competition, the pilots maneuver quickly, trying to attain their desired altitude as rapidly as possible, but there is a danger in that. You see, going up is a blind spot because the pilot can't see up past their big balloon, and balloon envelopes can tear if it comes up against a competitor's basket. It's so fantastical down here with the fog. I can only imagine what it's like up there looking down on the countryside covered in fog, surrounded by hot air balloons. All right, good luck up there, guys.
Thanks, man.
Have fun. You guys get harnessed in.
Always.
So they're harnessed in. They don't fall out. They have all their equipment, their computers, their laptops, so they can keep on top of the tasks and manage everything, especially as the ground crews are sending them information. Wow, this is one of the most fascinating scenes I've ever seen. Alternatively, they can open up a slit on the balloon, which releases some of that hot air, dropping them. But the problem is, on the way down, if you let out too much air, your balloon can deform, making it difficult to reheat and can potentially end in disaster. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. The game is on. See ya! Okay, now we gotta get in the car and we gotta go. Luckily though, these pilots are the best in the world, but that still leaves the question, how does going up and down get you accurately over a bunch of targets scattered around the countryside? Well, that's what the ground crew is for. Anders and Amanda here are driving ahead of the balloons to the targets. It's difficult to tell because it's invisible, but winds move in different directions and at different speeds at different elevations. So if a balloon pilot wants to change their direction, they have to move up or down to an elevation that has winds moving in the direction they want to be going. So the key to this sport is knowing the wind direction and speed at every elevation. It's critical to winning these championships, and Anders and Amanda have a few tricks up their sleeve. Trick number 1, it's a classic, but it works. It's called the 30-60-90. They release a balloon, and Anders watches the time, calling out every 30 seconds.
1 now.
187.
187.
While Amanda watches the compass, following the balloon and recording its direction every 30 seconds, until they can't see the balloon anymore.
1 now.
195.
Then they'll send this information to the pilots to give them a rough idea of the wind direction at the different altitudes. It's not extremely accurate, but it is cheap and effective. Technique number 2 is similar. It's called pie bowls.
Pie ball.
Pie bowl. Pie bowl. Okay, so what's the benefit of putting it on a fishing rod?
So that we can hold on to it. So if you look up here, they're going to call their pilot in using these pie balls and a compass and just be calling in the coordinates. And so just so it doesn't fly away.
There you go. So you can get a constant reading of the ground wind speed and direction. So we are upwind from the target that way. So the hot air balloons are going to be coming above us from here, but we are positioning ourselves so that we can give a good reading of the wind direction towards the target, tell them the coordinates. So as the balloons are coming in above us, they know which way the wind is going, so they can get as close to the target as possible. This method allows you to control the altitude of the balloon, as well as to get a constant reading of the wind direction, as it does occasionally change. As you can see, there are a few other teams out here today using this method. I've heard of people saying, go fly a kite, but never go fish a balloon. Technique 3 is by far the most accurate, but also the most expensive. It's called a windsond, and it's hidden in this paper cup. So this is a standard helium-filled party balloon, and you're going to attach something called a sonde to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Attach the sonde. Got a little computer chip inside it that tells us the wind readings.
According to GPS, or?
According to GPS, yeah. So it has like a radio link.
And it's just tucked inside a cup.
Yeah.
Polystyrene cup. A piece of cotton inside.
Yeah.
So when it gets the wind we want to stop, we can cut it, and it just cuts the cotton and drops. Pops the balloon and drops.
So then you can recover it and then reuse it.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And we turn it on. Yeah. So it's flashing and making sounds, so it's good. Okay, ready for launch? Let's see.
Now we have to go find the sonde.
Yep.
This is like a scavenger hunt.
That is.
Yeah. Or geocaching.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're looking for a cup in a field,
Yeah. Looking for a small styrofoam cup.
but it does light up and it does beep, so we should be able to hear it.
Somewhere out here.
Somewhere out here, okay.
About 100 meters. Maybe we can hear it.
I don't hear anything. What do we do now?
Coordinates are really here.
This is hide and go seek for adults. I see something white. What? Oh, I think I got it. Laser eyes. That shows how easy it is to spot a piece of trash in a field without any garbage in it. We found it.
Beeping?
No, no beeping.
No beeping.
But that wind sonde. Oh,
Here it is.
it's worth about $150, so that's why you want to collect them.
This is the sound we're looking for.
Yeah.
Strange, I didn't hear it from over there.
No.
Perfect.
Okay.
Wasn't far away from where we expected it.
No. Perfect.
Great work.
Great. All right. I'm on the team.
Yeah. You can stay on the team. Keep doing like this for a couple of hours,
Okay.
and then it will go into sleep mode.
Yeah.
And do it more seldom to save energy.
Gotcha.
And finally, the battery will run out.
And then you put a new battery in and it's ready to go again?
Yep.
Okay. So we've done everything we can from the ground to help the pilots, but with all the wind information in their hands, the rest is kind of up to them. And this is where it gets good for the locals here in Szeged, Hungary. This looks AI generated. I assure you it is not. It is fog and Hungarian countryside. They're like mythical creatures. As soon as you see them, they disappear into the fog again. That is incredible. What's incredible is since all the pilots are going to the same targets, the airspace gets very busy, often with balloons bumping into each other. But as a spectator, it is an incredible sight to watch. So the target is out there, and for this one they have to drop 2 targets. It's a free drop, which means they can throw it. So some of them have very different techniques on how they do it. The control these pilots have over their hot air balloons is incredible. I mean, think about it. These balloons have no way to steer other than using the wind, a completely invisible gas, and yet they all somehow manage to get to the targets. Of course, some get a little closer than others. If this isn't precision flying, I don't know what is. I mean, they just went over a fuel truck. They're just cruising through the parking lot. Now, you can get lucky and be perfectly over one target, but doing it over and over and over again, over numerous flight sessions and dozens of targets, that is how the World Championships pick out the best of the best to win. I really thought this would be a boring sport to watch, but I was so wrong. Oh, he hit it off the balloon. Well, how do you feel?
Mission accomplished.
Okay.
Some good and bad. We'll have to see what results have to say.
Yeah.
It's tricky winds, tricky task. A lot of people didn't make it to the places they were intended to go. So yeah, it's a wait and see type situation.
Okay. Well, there's more days of flying.
A few more days of flying. Lots of points to be had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is a sport I did not expect to enjoy as much as I did. As always, I don't know where I'm going next, but I know I want you there with me. I'll see you next week. Oh, hi there. Yeah, it's the end of the main video, but I have another video out and ready for you to watch right now. Actually, Nicole and I went on a little adventure to some of the weirdest hotels we could find in Europe, but they're actually in Asia. So that is out for you to watch as we speak, but only on Nebula. If you haven't heard me speak of it before, Nebula is a streaming platform by creators for creators, and then in turn for you. It's actually the best place to watch my videos because there are no ads and there are no sponsors within the videos interrupting them like this. And it's not just my videos over there. There are plenty of amazing creators on Nebula, like Real Engineering, in case you want to learn how some of the world's best airplanes are made and designed and engineered. Or if you want a fun travel game type show, well, then I recommend Jetlag, where they travel all over the place, where they play games like Tag and Connect 4 using the globe or the Earth as their board game. And in fact, the creators of Jetlag also made a show that's only available on Nebula, because they have plenty of Nebula originals that you have to watch over there,
Called The Getaway.
and the fun part is they told all the contestants that they are in fact the snitch. So they're all self-sabotaging, and you gotta see it. So to sign up, head over to nebula.tv/DownieLive. And right now it's like 40% off, so it's a good time to sign up, and it only costs the same price as a cup of coffee once a month. So I'll see you over on Nebula right now, where you can watch my travels to these weird hotels in Macau.